Do you agree with all these YouTubers saying just own 0.1 or 0.01 Bitcoin? I understand the premise of Bitcoin and as a hedge against inflation. However, I see crazy speculation of $10,100 million Bitcoin. Even one guy saying $7 billion. I'm trying to understand how it could reach that price. Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. Mark Twain. You should own an amount of Bitcoin matching your conviction and knowledge about it. It's not take all the money in the world and divide it by 21 million. It's take all the money that wants to buy Bitcoin and divide it by whatever the supply of Bitcoin is actually for sale, which is shrinking. The trend of holding Bitcoin and getting it off of exchanges is growing. Supply and demand will cause the price to skyrocket over time. BlackRock alone will buy so many Bitcoin that the 1 million mark is reached soon. Ignore those people. Save up for your retirement. Nobody gets old and says, I wish I hadn't saved up all this money. At the least 0.1 Bitcoin. If you take all of the money supply in the world, M1, M2, even derivatives market, it's a few quadrillion dollars. Then you divide that by 21 million coins to arrive at a value of about 95 million per BTC. This is not super likely, but it's a good estimate if all the world's money moved on to BTC and its blockchain. 10 million per Bitcoin? Holy shit, these guys are on some weapons grade super enriched hopium lol. Hey, I'll let me break it down to you. 99 of YouTube crypto channels are garbage, just like 99 of crypto. However, there are one that have good information. One can learn a lot from. The problem is choosing the right one. They don't give any time frame. $100 million BTC is not unthinkable in 100 years, etc. Especially if the dollar loses its value even more, which it will. BTW. You've seen nothing yet. They can print infinite amount of fiat, so there's technically no end to how far it can devalue. In 100 years 100 mil won't be worth shit if they keep this going. Yes, because it'll cause more demand, less supply, and prices will go up. Yeah, I mean, I do think it will go up forever. But will I be alive to see Bitcoin go to the millions? Not sure. I understand that it's really hard to tell what is going on with Bitcoin, so I'll give you an estimate of how they get to those numbers. If every human being across the world only accepted Bitcoin as money, hyper-Bitcoin, then 1 Bitcoin would be an insane amount of money, given that there will only ever be 21 million of them. Versus 8 billion people. The average human being has less than 0.003 Bitcoin. At the end of the day, there is a lot of shilling, but there are also plenty of back of the envelope estimates that we can use to give us a clue to how valuable Bitcoin could be one day. It could actually reach that price if the USD hyperinflates. At the point your BTC is worth 7 billion, the dollar is dead and won't be traded. BTC becomes the measuring stick against everything else. But to get to your point, always try to get a little more. X200B. BTC is currently 9.3 million Zimbabwe dollars. You don't need to care about the fiat value of BTC. Invest what you can afford to lose and don't listen to kids on social media acting like experts. I predict that one day someone will make a new prediction to outpredict the last prediction that predicted a new high. That said, don't put any faith in YouTube experts. They do what they do for revenue. Being outrageous is a revenue generator. Do you really listen to YouTubers? I mean, it's like one of the most important rules in crypto, to not trust social media talking about crypto. Actually, once at least third of population will somehow use or hold BTC. Then price of BTC will literally be sky is the limit. There is only 21 meters BTC. Some of them are lost. There is 7 or 8B population. Shit is scarce as unicorn basically. We are just at the very beginning. I personally set a goal of 0.5 BTC to reach. If I will not be set with that in my lifetime, then my kids at least be living like a Rockefellers. Most the cryptocurrency YouTube podcasts are garbage. I am a truck driver. And I looked around some level-headed, smart advice. I found some here and there. No red flags. But they were podcasts that were exceedingly hard to find, or I had to wade through a deluge of bad ones. I concluded the best idea might be to not use YouTube for advice at all on this topic, since there was greater chance you'd be duped by an egotistical shyster than find good solid advice. Let's get to 100K first if we ever get there. YouTubers also advised to buy BTC for 60K before market crashed. Also, they predicted that BTC will reach 100K at the end of 2022. Many people who listened them lost money or are at loss now. Stop using dollars as your measurements. If you're going to watch YouTubers, just stick to Ben Cowan. He doesn't run AdSense on his videos, so he's not incentivized in the same way other YouTubers are. It's going to be dictated by the masses. 100K is very realistic in the next year. 250K could be realistic in 5 to 10 years. This is the only thing you can invest in that can't be manipulated by a group of people. That's why it's valuable. It will never get that high. Humans have always preferred tangible assets. It's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Sailor. As much as I enjoy listening to him for hopium and side with him on many levels, his $100 million price target is kind of, lofty. These guys have way more Bitcoin than 0.1 or 0.01. But what they are doing is trying to make average Joe think he can make it with such a small amount. And therefore, fingers crossed, millions of average Joes just buy what they can. Then when it hits the YouTuber's actual target, probably $70,000, $100,000 this time around due to all that retail flooding in, then he can dump on everyone as they sit there waiting for their 0.01 slice of $10 billion. As it drops back down to $24,000, and now they're all massively underwater. Classic crypto, really. Unless anyone here is 1 year old or younger, 0.1 BTC won't be enough when they retired. Only put money into something when you can stand to lose it. Also, buy when the market is down. Probably it won't pass 100K in our lifetimes. No. Sorry to say. 2025 full coins minimum for any hope of financial freedom. Yes. I am talking about running, not walking. Back to fiat. Cash isn't going anywhere. USD. No. Nobody is in for the tech sovereignty or sticking it to the man. They are in it for fiat gains, taking profit, and have an exit strategy. Problem is, farceness took over leveraging Wall Street, futures, etc. So maybe by 2042, when many of us are either senior citizens at best, will our dust be worth a damn? In USD, they are probably doing leverage calculations. The more greedy people get during a run, the more they start to level up their accounts. You can kind of do a rough calculation on where market cap will be with a certain amount of money and flow, and then you put a multiple on it. For every dollar that flows into Bitcoin, it usually equals about $5 of price appreciation. I agree that everyone should get off zero, but everything else is indeed wild speculation. No. Some guy saying, is all the evidence we have besides the math.